I love the sweater, by the way, Giannis.
Thank you.
Awesome, here we go. Thank you very much, Richard. So game one here, ladies and gentlemen, between Tidebound and Team Falcons. And yeah, a lot of wombo combos, a lot of team fights, a lot of action to be expected. When you look at the two drafts coming in on this one, we're going to have a lot of fun. And yeah, looking forward to see what Mar's going to be able to do on the Void. First blood. There's definitely going to be going their way unless, yeah, there's no unless. He's very dead.
Blood grenade.
Who's going to get it?
Give it a nothing to say.
Bark will take it.
Get the bracer. He did go for Victory Feast this game, by the way, so I constantly check to see which one these Mars are taking.
Yeah, we saw this a couple of times now, right? Some of them are doing, some
more of them are doing it. It got massively buffed, so I've been wanting to see this more. It has a lot of crazy potential, especially with some, I mean, a lot of explosive damage that they can get in the later stages of the game, which can be pretty cool. See if it works out. Because now they have this Mars, they have this Nature's Prophet on 4 position, which we've seen a couple people make it work. I definitely have concerns for the NP4 in this lane upcoming. They did get the first blood on Skeeter, which is a fantastic start for the Mars, but it's a Tower Blade and Jakiro to be able to pressure versus this NP, so let's see how that ends up going in the top lane. Crit.
They're going to get the 3 bounties there. Tidebound to start things off, and
he'll be okay.
Yeah, Chris should be fine. So, yeah, what do you make of this as well? So we're going to get to see some Ringmaster action. Very much a hero that not all the teams really care too much about right now. You know, a lot of teams ignore this one completely in their drafts. Where does he sort of stand? Is he good? Is there potential? Or do you think he's not necessarily one of the strongest supports?
Honestly, not sure
available?
just yet. For me, this is the first game I'm actually seeing. I'm getting it cast into pro game.
Yeah.
Like, I've seen it in obviously tons of pubs for so much time, but unsure how good this hero really is right now. Does have some good harassment plays. You have a lot of like tricky plays that you can do, right? With your like whoopee cushions and getting out of like all these different plays that happen. Escape artists can be super useful when you're playing with like, you know, a 4 protect 1 draft essentially in a way. So that escape artist could be pretty impactful. We'll see.
Let's look at the mid matchup as well. Nothing to say on the mag against Marine Slada. I mean, these two heroes, the Slada more so, it's definitely one that's kind of rising back up in terms of its favorability of teams to take it to the mid lane, right? Slada mid is something a lot of teams are starting to look towards.
Yeah, I mean, Seaborn Sentinel is just insane. The innate, right? You get so much bonus damage just from being there in the river constantly, besides everything else. Sure, you lost your farming ability a bit there with your Bash the Deep no longer doing bonus damage to creeps, but either way, yeah, seems to be quite strong in a lot of these games. This is an interesting matchup, though, because usually Slardar is one of those heroes that he's a melee dominator, right? But Magnus is one of those that also can be very dangerous in the mid lane, because if you do go for an aggressive play, you can get skewered under tower very easily. So that lane is going to be pretty interesting to watch.
Yeah, we'll see if Nothing to Say gets any of those opportunities. Yeah, top lane.
Level 2's been hit. They're going to make the move right away. Good spear to push him back.
Yeah, Bark doesn't want to mess around with them at all as soon as they try and make that play.
As long as they can withstand the pressure up here with Bach and with Planet, it's going to be good news for them. The worry for me really was in the early few levels to see how the Mars is going to do when he just has a Nature's Prophet to protect. So the fact that Faith Beyond got first blood, he's got double bracer, so it's actually a really, really good thing for him up here. He's going to be able to tank a lot of that damage.
Oh, quite close there to maybe being able to get the angle on snaking.
Nice micro play there from Planet too. While he's harassing snaking, he was actually microing his Treant, so he gets the pull behind the tower, so Faith Beyond will be able to reset the lane positioning. Skeeter does do the same thing on his side, but nice little micro with the Treant.
Yeah, we have Crit came over towards the water and make sure that Nothing to Say wasn't able to refuel the bottle. As well, there gets the skewer mid.
Instant TP.
Yeah, just straight away. Doesn't want to mess around. Still takes quite a fair bit of damage, though, for the tower hits, but Marine's going to be fine, of course. Did manage to refuel his bottle, so plenty of charges to heal up with.
But Nothing to Say is completely free farming in this matchup. Where,
he is.
Like we said, you know, sometimes Slardar can do very well against those melees, but yeah, this is just a different kind of matchup because of that. On top of having a base damage advantage on the Magnus, he also just has relative kill threat.
Yeah, Marine, after making that TP play, he's got to be careful, right? Because if he gets caught by the skewer again, he's not going to have that response for a little bit of time. And if he does go down, he's not going to have the way to get back to lane. So he's got to be very cautious now.
Yeah, especially also because there's a Nature's Prophet in the game too, right? So that extra +1 can come in, and they can even TP on the tower if the skewer comes in. So they could bring 3 heroes pretty rapidly to the mid lane. Yeah, right now lane's looking quite good for the side of Tidebound. Mars 14 and 7. He's getting extra denies because of getting that double bracer early on. He's got his boots finished up too, so yeah, the potential fear I had for top doesn't seem to be there now. Planet will take some damage, but should be just fine.
And I imagine for both of these mids, they're both going to be going for this race of treads into Blink, right? Or do you see any sort of divergence?
I think they're just going to tread split.
Yeah.
How's bottom doing too? Because it's you know, they picked this Void overall for the game. Yes, he has ways to not die in this lane overall, but this is not really a lane that they can pressure Shiro very well.
No, that's true. Yeah, Shiro's going to be able to free farm.
He's just going to free farm. And Crit did get put low at the start of the lane too, so it makes it even harder for him to commit down there to try anything. So yeah, it's going to be a free farm PA. A Magnus having a fantastic start, so that's a recipe for it.
He keeps being rather not. He keeps popping over mid, making sure he gets the water rune, the bounty, making sure there's going to be no chance, basically, for nothing to say to ever get any bottle charges. So, whilst he's doing great in the lane, it hasn't really managed to get much value out of that bottle with the fact that he's never been able to fill it back up.
But he doesn't even really need them. Like, he doesn't really.
I mean, yeah, he doesn't need it because he's doing fine, right? Yeah, he's top CS. He doesn't really care.
10 denies as well. A big deal.
Because, yeah, that's the thing. He's doing this with, as I say, an investment that hasn't really done much for him, and that's just how good he's playing the lane. That gold into the bottle wasn't needed for other stats. He's still just out CSing Maureen as well as he is, 31-10.
Very close to level 6, too. Yeah, we have some crazy big team fights this game, especially from the side of Tidebound if they're able to get the setup on those. Amar? You know, he's not able to pressure the PA, but he is still getting that farm. Because it's not really like they can kill him down here.
Yeah, this is the thing. And this is something that's obviously worked out for Falcons many times before, right? If Amar is able to farm, become that sort of additional carry, they're not going to be too fussed about whether or not he shut down the enemy carry in the laning phase.
Yeah.
If he's just able to become kind of a carry that can match that carry as the game goes on, alongside his, alongside Skeeter and Maureen.
Yeah, time dilation in this game in particular is phenomenal, right? You have so many different little spells that you can interrupt, so many different spells that each of these heroes has that it's going to put extra stacks of it. And the leash, we can just talk about the time zone at some points is going to be really good versus the Magnus and PA if they just grab them, even through those BKBs at some point.
Nothing to say. Really wants to try and get a rune.
Uh-oh.
Well, they're going to be here for him. Going to skewer back, but of course dragging Maureen with him isn't going to work too well for him as Maureen can still get the damage in. Flame Break, knockback, nothing. So he's going to use the RP to try and hold them back and get the chance to run, but the blood grenades down on him, he'll fall. Crit may die in return as he starts tanking the tower hits, but the Fairy Fire won't live. So Crit dies, but they get the job done, Falcons. They force him mid, they get the kill, and of course also obviously RP being expended. Good pressure from Falcons succeeds.
Yeah, I just got a huge spike as well, 30 packet loss during that fight. And they get the haste rune too, so for Maureen, gets a little bit of RNG luck, it spawns bottom. But a good rotation, I mean, everybody bringing the supports, the usual 6-minute rotation that we see nowadays. But they do get that big damage when they get the initial catch onto nothing to say.
We'll see where they look to make the sort of move next with their supports. I mean, there's just been a lot of pressure from Falcons around this mid to get that kill and to try and do what they can to shut Nothing to Say down, but Nothing to Say, yeah, still doing fantastic.
I feel like for Falcons, they can make more independent moves with the supports, while on the side of Tidebound, the supports have to rely more on the chorus to make those plays.
Look at this top.
They're actually going for the steal.
Maureen.
Spear connects.
I mean, they have to sort of concede this.
They have to.
They can't try and push Falcons off the Shrine of Wisdom, so Falcons will claim that as well as their own.
That is definitely pretty big, because we're seeing some low levels on the side of the supports there. Both level 4 actually on the side of Tidebound, but yeah, that's going to push Falcons up.
They're going to try and push for the tower here.
This tower is probably going down. I mean, Maureen's still in the area.
Yeah, they're going to get it. So nice and early. Taking away this top tower, 7 minutes.
They didn't glyph. I guess they didn't want to. Interesting.
Well, it's going to open up this sort of top area of the map for Skeeter to feel rather safe.
Yeah, it's great. Now it's like you have so much space, and even if you want to make a move top, now you don't have to worry about any of the TP rotations that can come out. Very early that they're able to claim that tower. Yeah, no glyph used. Been interesting there. Gonna get some stacks going, Planet. He's going for the Earn build this game.
Well, this is the thing, of course. The fact that PA...
Yeah, he's free farming.
And it's a PA with a Magnus. Right. So Shiro's farm is going to be pretty insane. Unless they get some pressure onto him. We'll see. Crit. Marine find Y, but Y is able to hop away. And he'll be fine. Gets back to the safety of planet.
Yeah, I mean, Shiro's farm is crazy. There's just a lot of annoying things for the PA in this game, right? They have BKB piercing lockdowns. They have ice path, time dilation. I mean, PA is still a ridiculous hero, of course, but time dilation and the time zone in particular can be very annoying throughout almost all stages of the game as a PA. And it looks like it's going to be that similar route that we saw from Duraccio, even though that was a quote-unquote carry void. I think Amar saw that and he was like, yeah, this build's actually good, right? You go this Halberd build and maybe he can go down a Radiance or something if he wants to in the later stages. Because it felt strong, you know, when he had a secondary kind of carry on his team, and they absolutely do have 2 carries besides that void.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, Mar's definitely going to want to play like that.
Yeah, it does feel like it.
Because this is the thing, right? Because who from Tidebound's really going to come down here and have something to say about the void, just being able to sit in the lane and farm?
You'll have to use them, either the Mars or the Mag, right? They're very dependent on their cores making the plays.
Yeah.
Supports are not independent for that.
Yeah,
Nature's Prophet, Ringmaster don't really set up ganks very well by themselves.
No, for sure, yeah. The Blink Dagger is going to be the big timing, if nothing to say, as it will start to clear the stacks.
And Malreen's actually deviated his build a little bit here, as we're seeing. He wants to have much more mana to spam. His Blink's going to be quite a bit slower. He's actually 1,000 behind his counterpart now.
Dire are scanning.
He's just looking to make the active plays. Because
So
this is something that Slardar does. You know,
Sure.
we did mention Slardar. It doesn't farm nearly as well as it was before, so he just wants to be active. But yeah, they're avoiding the gank.
Nothing to say. It's a slow game so far, so he's happy to drop the RP for a kill on the Jakiro.
And they can get some decent tower damage here. The NP is here with the level 3 Treant. They've got a TP in Malreen.
And Marine trying to step up, but has to be careful in that the tower's just going to get destroyed here. Push the Treants as well.
Good moves here from Tidebound in this early game. Lane's going well, making the early adjustments with the rotations of the supports, even though they can't make independent plays. Playing around those cores is perfect. And yeah, very close to Blink on Nothing to Say. And almost level 6 now on Planet too, so that Wrath of Nature is online. Amar, he's actually somehow at the top for his team. It's this off-lane faceless boy.
Yeah, which is definitely needed, because yeah, as you pointed to before, Marine, his game's going to slow down.
Yep.
And just as a Slaughter, right, there's hard to sort of see where it kind of really picks back up until he has the Blink, and he's going to start making those plays, but that's not going to come for a long time. So you are going to see Marine start to drift behind everyone else. Just, yeah, you can't really keep up with the creep hitting on this hero nowadays.
It looks like they're going to give him some of these stacks probably.
Okay.
That will help him a lot. He does need it. And yeah, he will just rush that Blink. But there it is. The Blink's done already for the Magnus. RP up in 30 seconds.
Yeah, Nothing to Say is ready to go.
He sure is.
And they've got fantastic combo. Easy backup to come in. Especially once sort of the 6 is online for Y. How's he doing? He's still a little bit behind on levels. Yeah,
but they have the Wrath of Nature. So even if Nothing to Say finds opportunities even by himself, maybe for RPs, there's going to have to be that follow-up that comes in from Planet a lot of times. Slower paced game in terms of kills. We've had some games where we have 20 kills by the 11-minute mark. This one, strap yourselves in for the farm. We've got a TB Void versus a PA lineup, so could get to some crazy stages of farm.
Yeah, definitely one where I feel like if it goes late, Amar for Falcons will be the X factor that sort of allows them to have that chance against, you know, an otherwise pretty terrifying. Just fact is a PA lineup with a Magnus.
If we get to this super late game, this game is going to be absolutely insane because both sides scale tremendously.
Yes. But there's just always something a little bit more explosive about a PA.
Exactly.
Just have one crit and suddenly, uh-oh.
The one crit, and let's say they have like a Mars with them inside of it, the bonus damage is insane, so it could be cool. Why?
He's going to buy a bit of safety for himself, but the Macropyre's down. He can't run from this. So
crit will die.
And they're going to jump forward him. Mar's got the time zone.
Spear?
Push him back though, Nothing to Say, and Bug will be able to walk out of it.
Nothing to Say, might go back in.
And they've got the arena to trap Marine, so they'll move forward. Ice Path will hold them back momentarily. They'll use the RP to just secure Marine getting locked down. kill him off. It gives the space for the rest of Falcons to run.
I guess because it's still such a slow-paced game, throwing the RP is all right, but I thought he would just hold it because that was a pretty much guaranteed kill onto Malrine.
It probably was, but you know, you never know.
You never know.
He just wanted to make sure that Malrine continues to suffer.
And a very underwhelming time zone this one. He jumps in, catches 3, and then there's nothing else.
It's going to happen, right? Especially if you don't have that initial follow-up, you're going to see time zones where people just idly walk out of them. It happens.
Yeah, I mean, Malrine continues to struggle. 1,700 behind now of all of these cores.
Yeah, as I say, it's just until he has that blink, that gap's only going to grow. He's only going to drift further and further behind.
And the Mars now has a blink as well, so Tidebound has way easier ways into the fights now at this point.
Absolutely, they can get a lot done, and I feel that they're definitely going to want to. You know, nobody wants to kind of take a game late against Falcons. No. So Tidebound, they're going to keep this pressure going. They've got a lot of playmaking potential. But Falcons, they are going to go for the smoke up.
RP's down, Mars ult is down, so they want to take advantage of that.
Sure, but who's starting the fight? It's just...
Ooh. Whoa. Crit actually had the lasso. He blinked right on top of him, but I guess didn't get the moment to grab him. They'll get the tower. Trying to get Skitter involved since that RP was down. You can see Tidebound just completely bailing since they don't have their ultis up. This time, it looks like they're going to get the double shrines. Planet, TPing over, stealing it. Innocence, or Y, also getting the other one.
And there we go. Yeah, Battle Fury's online for Shiro.
These timings are very good for them.
Yeah, 3K lead. It's a very solid opening.
And he's pretty high level also on the PA now that I'm looking at. He's level 11, so he's the highest level in the game at the moment also.
And they have so many potentials for all these different plays they can make right now, Tidebound. So we're going to start seeing them go for it. They've got level 6 now on Y, so he will be able to follow up with the Wheel of Wonder for that extra control.
They've always got the Nature's Prophet now with the Spirit Vessel too. So I mean, Malrine.
Yeah, this Prophet's farmed.
Malrine, if he gets caught, is very likely just dead.
He's very dead. They'll drop the arena, followed by the Wheel of Time control. He's gone. Wheel of Wonder. He's gone. I mean, this is the thing. It's not an easy game for Slardar now.
Did you call it the Wheel of Time?
I did call it the Wheel of Time.
I was like, isn't that a book series?
That is a book series.
Got him.
No, I don't read books. I don't know if any good, but
once upon a time, I think I did.
Those ones. But now the Wheel of Wonder.
Wheel of Wonder, and look at the timing. They get another catch onto Malrine, and it's right around the tournament. Everything is going at Tidebound right now.
It really is. They're just doing a whole lot. Falcons can't really do that much right now.
No, they need the blink.
It's the blink on Slardar. That's going to be when things can start happening. Until then, it's not happening.
It's probably going to be both of them actually coming out about at the same time now. Crit is actually about to have his too, so...
He's going to have it first.
I think he actually will. It's going to be real close. Slower start for Falcons.
Yeah, very much so. 5K behind now. Just 15 minutes in.
But when they get the blinks, that's where we potentially can start seeing that change. But good luck finding Shiro at this point. I mean, he's going to be able to play in a very defensive position. You're probably not going to find him unless you go really deep to go for the hunt.
And it's not easy to fight into Tidebound. They have got many a way to fight back. They have the team fight potential themselves, arguably stronger than that of Falcons. So Falcons, they've got to make some smooth moves to get back in on this one.
Yeah, it's massive team fight, and they have a save. So they have like great counter initiation on the side of... I keep almost saying wings. On the side of Tidebound. On the side of Tidebound. Because every time I see Innocence, every time I see Y, I don't know why. Yeah, they have great counter initiation if something does go down. An escape artist can break a lot of that, and then they can just, fully commit the ultis.
Because this for Falcons, the 5K behind, they've just got the 2 blinks picked up.
Let's see what they get.
They've got to get something good with this. Yeah. This has got to get them something good.
They have pretty good vision in the mid lane, right? They have these 2 wards that are scouting behind. Don't know if it actually saw Bach. They want to catch one of those 2 big initiators, either the Magnus or the Mars.
Yeah. And support at the moment's not going to feel good.
No.
And if they don't get anything, that's definitely not going to feel good.
No, catching one of the supports can lead you to just get completely counter-initiated on. So you have to get one of those.
Absolutely. TPs are going to be coming in. Next thing you know, you're getting RP'd and arena'd and Wheel of Wandered.
Yeah, and let's see if they can actually do so, because it looks like Tidebound is reading the play. Look at their positioning right now.
Yeah, I like this build as well, for nothing to say. Blink Orchid. It's the build. Ooh. He knows.
Blink Orchid on him, and... Did I see this right? Did he buy the... Yeah, he did. He bought the shard on Bach. So, Faith Beyond it. Looking to just go... It's all about like the Wombo combo
Yeah, they've just got so much catch.
Yep.
So much catch.
They get a 2-man RP. They'll have a 2-man spear afterwards. It's a lot of lockdown.
And Falcons, they didn't find anything with that smoke play. So Falcons continued to slip further and further behind. Tidebound, they're getting a hell of a lot. And this PA,
Bigger and bigger.
It's getting massive.
And, I mean, Planet, he got the shard, of course, from the Tormentor, but he's surpassed Maureen now already as this 4 NP. He's already got that. Orchid pretty soon, too, after the Vessel. Which can definitely prove to be problematic for Amar in particular, right? These are both going to be very painful for him.
Maureen.
Is he going to get caught again?
They caught him here before. He seems a bit aware this time.
What?
No, he's going to be fine. Oh,
Planet?
He has the blink off.
That was very close to him not getting out.
Yeah, absolutely. If they got a bit of damage onto him and he didn't get the blink off, they would have had the chance to close in.
Top tower.
But again, it's just sort of Falcons having to run away from Tidebound. Nothing to say. Setting up with the invis. Oh, he could set up something pretty nice here. Nothing to say. He's going to get the skewer back. Finds Amar into the silence. Let's see if they can save Amar. Put the essence free, but they've got him. Mauri's going to jump forward, but the RP's at the ready. They can just turn and kill the Slardar as well.
He thought they could go for this play, but they'd already lost heroes in snaking.
Oh, he's lucky to get out. 1 hit away from kind of getting destroyed by a crit, but it's tough for Falcons. They can't really make moves right now. No. They are struggling, and it does seem it sort of fell apart largely around the fact that Maureen just had a really slow start this game from the mid. Did not have a great time against Nothing to Say in the CS, and with the sort of the timings, they get this blink eventually between Maureen and Crypt. They couldn't do anything with it. Bottom, the Crypt, they'll find Planet, it's something, but of course the space is there for the rest of Tidebound to finish the Roche, get the Aegis for Shiro.
I think really what ended up happening so far is that Falcons, like you said, Maureen not having a great time on the Slardar. He is the playmaker, right? They have an off-lane Void.
They needed him.
They need him to be the one to get that play off.
And he tries here, but at this point it's kind of like, well, you're jumping into 4 heroes that have just killed your strongest, the Void, one of the strongest heroes on the team. It's a rough one.
And look at the heal coming out for Bach too, right? The Victory Feast coming in there. He just gets back up to pretty much full HP once they get the kill on the Slardar too. Ultis were used again, right? So the RP plus that Mars ulti was used. Is Falcons going to look for another play? As they're just falling further and further and further behind versus this PA. So you said Skater is still farming well, but it's starting to get to be just him. Just not able to find the catches. Amar is going to go down the Manta route. He needs it. Needs that Dispel versus the Orchid, as we've seen. Now there is actually not 2 online, by the way. Planet, he switched it up. He went for Solar Crest instead because they already have the 1 Orchid. I think I prefer this quite a bit. But he has a PI in his draft. It's not about him doing the extra damage or anything like that. It's just about enabling his cores. So I do like that he's gone this way.
I'm seeing with the builds as well from Tidebound. We're getting both Planet and Buck looking towards the Lotus Orbs next. I feel that's an item. I don't know what it is about it, but some teams, I feel like some have just stopped buying Lotus. It's kind of fallen out of favor for a lot of players.
Yeah, people just kind of forgot about how good this item can be.
Because it is good, right? It's
you're playing versus Sunder. You're playing versus Amp Damage. You're playing versus Time Dilation. You're playing versus Lasso.
Yeah.
And there's actually so many different things that this Lotus can either remove or protect versus.
It's going to be another catch. They just keep making these plays, and Falcons, they're just not really able to do anything.
Nope. And this one, it's not an ulti even committed.
No,
right?
they play it chill.
Yeah. So the next play, they can look for another team fight potentially.
Yeah, one of the reasons why this Orchid purchase just feels really nice. So yeah, definitely one of my sort of favorite ways of seeing the Magnus being played. Just blink Orchid. You can just make all these solo pick-off moves without having to use the RP.
Yeah, sometimes when I see these Orchids picked up on some heroes, I'm like, but when you have like a PA on your team,
and when you're ahead,
always have that.
Feels bad if you're behind. You're already kind of close to getting the dispels online. But if you're crushing the game, like Nothing to Say is, blink into Orchid feels fantastic.
Absolutely. Shiro, Manta's already finished up. So he's got the way to dispel the Time Dilation in particular, because that's one of the more annoying ones for something like that PA. And yeah, with an Aegis, he also has a greater healing Lotus on him too. I mean, Shiro I feel like he can just play even more aggressive and just take farm wherever he wants now. Look to get involved in every single one of the fights.
Actually, I like this as well from Planet. I was thinking, because obviously originally had the 2 Lotuses queued up, but going for the drums now instead, because someone does want to get the boots of bearing right against the time zone.
Yeah, very true.
Planet, gonna drop the Macropie. I mean,
he's perfectly fine.
They didn't even scare him at all.
No, he's taking now.
He's dead.
Very dead.
They just went on this support Nature's Prophet. They barely did like 20% of his damage.
He just pops the Solar Crest on himself, and he is perfectly fine. And yeah, good call on that actually. The boots, the bearing.
Like, so someone needs to buy them.
Yeah, you always
when
want to
you're
have
against
one,
the voids.
right?
Someone's gonna buy
I thought it
them.
was going to be Innocent. I thought it was going to be Y, but he actually went for an Atos on the remaster instead. So.
He's actually thinking about treating himself to a blink as well.
He's pretty farmed as well.
Yeah, Atos blink here coming in on the 5.
I mean, they're having a very clean game. It's 8-3.
Very clean.
There's no pickoffs happening. Falcons is not really getting too much anywhere. They're just getting farmed for Skitter. That's about it.
I mean, and what is the potential like for a Terrorblade to carry this game? Is this a good game for a Terrorblade to carry, or has he got answers?
And it looks hard, right? He's playing versus BKB Disable of the RP, and he's playing versus this PA who's just that much more ahead, right? It's almost a 2,000 difference between the two. You know, TB, it's a high armor hero, but PA is one of those that can just go through that high armor in a lot of situations, as we've seen.
Because of that as well, are you considering that some sort of Revenant Roach build on the PA, or does that just feel bad?
I don't think he needs to when you're this far ahead. But maybe.
Well, because what's going to be the damage? Do you just go Satanic and then maybe just MKB?
Yeah, I think you just go standard, right?
Yeah.
You don't really need to deviate too much.
And it's very close to having the Satanic, and then he's going to have what this double Dispel, so he's going to be all over the place.
He's also going to have like 2,200 HP on a P.
Yeah, he's it's looking pretty good for Shield.
Yeah, this is looking like quite an uphill battle for Falcons. They do have, of course, you know, the lasso on the high ground plays now with the Force Staff finished up, so they will have that at least base defense plays, but...
I just think that Planet's massive, and, you know, Amar, we were kind of looking towards him earlier as being this kind of additional carry that the team needs, but he's suffering. And we were sitting on the farm time zone. Whoa.
0-3-0. Nobody's really able to get anything done on the side of Falcons at this point. Mid, Planet, TPing very deep. He might die, but snaking will also go down.
It's something for Falcons.
Look how much gold they get for Planet.
Of course, he's a valuable man.
400 plus 700 among the 4. Yeah, they're not getting much out of the map at all. BKB, how close is it for Malrine? But these aren't these games where it's like, okay, BKB's online. We've got the team fight advantage.
Die through that BKB.
You die right through it. If you get
really
caught in an RP, the PA jumps you. Absolutely will just get decimated as another tower. That's all 3 tier 2 is going to drop pretty much at the 25-minute with a PA lineup.
Yeah, they're crushing it.
Yeah,
they really are.
Well.
Yeah, Falcons just looking a bit lost this game.
Yep.
Just not really able to make any sort of moves right now, and they're very much just sort of sitting back and being like, right, Mosquito, good luck, bro.
Good luck.
Try and carry us, please. You know, that's sort of the plan here.
I mean, Skeeter is going to go down the Revenant's Brooch build, able to actually do damage, but yeah. He's got his work cut out for him for sure. They're going to have to, I don't know, like what type of supporting cast can they even build from? Like, Marine, do you go like Shard and you literally just play to go for like, you just blink stun, apply that corrosive haze for him, and he just has to hope that he does everything?
Yeah, it just looks pretty impossible, right? Because as you say, if they just blink RP Skeeter, like they'll just kill the Terrorblade and then it's game over.
Yeah.
Like they do not care about the rest of the heroes on Falcons right now.
There's no saves on the side of Falcons, right? If they just full commit onto the TB with their BKBs,
it's game over.
He's just gone, and that's all their damage in this game at this point. Let's see if Falcons can somehow put up a miraculous fight, but yeah, it's looking to be all Tidebound right now, as I think Bach, Fifth Beyond, his Lotus is now finished. Yeah, all the answers, you know, every little one of these to be able to play versus all of these things that he can dispel. It's a phenomenal game for the Lotus. And Boots the Bearing, I believe they're also about to be online.
Maybe the comeback potential for Falcons. It's going to be as the panel foretold. You know, the Octarine Slardar.
He's changing
with
his
the time zone.
I mean, he's changed. I'm seeing Malrine change his build like 6 times now. He had BKB queued up. Now he's like, maybe I just go for the Ag.
Yeah, honestly, you should just go for the Ags. Screw the BKB. BKB's not going to do anything. The Ags is a good call.
He probably does have to, yeah. He probably just has to do that. I mean, he's just getting hunted constantly, though, is the issue. If he doesn't have BKB, he just dies in a spear. It's not even just the RP then he has to worry about. So, I don't know. It's a really hard decision for him.
Yeah, they're very behind.
And we see Shiro can go for these different talents. I see a lot of variety in terms of which talents the PAs take, but in this game, the evasion's super nice. He's playing versus TB Slardar Void as the carries, so he can get that extra bit of evasion for himself too in the material. And he's actually going Disperser as well. on the PA.
I like that. Just all the dispels.
Dispel. They have like, they're gonna have like 5 dispels for him.
Well, Falcons.
Push commences, the solo crested tree. Someone's got to deal with it.
And what are they gonna do? Oh. Well, that's the Wheel of Wonder.
Good bait from Amar.
He's gonna wonder why he did that.
Hey.
They'll chill. They'll back off.
It's still a little bit of hesitation around the high ground, right? Because that's where someone gets lassoed, pulled completely out of position, and that's the only place it feels like the Falcons is strong at the moment.
I mean, they should probably just look towards the Roshan, right?
It looks like they're smoking and looking for a catch if someone's split up. Let's see what they can do.
It's such a hard fight.
Yeah.
With the Boots of Bearing online, they've got the answer to the time zone.
They even have a Manta now, too, for nothing to
so
say.
Many
Everybody
dispels.
has a dispel. Absolutely every single one of the heroes, it looks like.
You've got to get someone in a lasso and kill them during the lasso. That's the play that Falcons have right now.
Big wraparound.
But they're ready.
See the couriers. They know exactly where they are.
I mean, they can't sneak a Roche, can they? They're gonna try.
They seem to know.
Okay, Crimson! Get the lasso of the RPs there! Straight away, nothing safe like the 3-man RP! It's a beauty! An absolute beauty from nothing to say. Well, yeah, they're not sneaking a Roche.
No, they're not.
I can tell you that.
I think they may call it off of that
This
one.
is, yeah.
That was an insane RP.
Tidebound today. These guys are good.
Yeah, Fade Beyond baited the hell out of them, right? Just walks up, he's like, puts himself on a silver platter, and he's like, uh-oh.
Yeah, the lasso ended up still working against them.
Yeah.
It kind of was like, oh, everyone, we got the lasso, let's try and kill this Mars, and then obviously just so much counter potential. Blink RP, 3-man, easy. Nothing to say.
They can always do that too because they have the escape artist, right? So they have that extra little bit of a save, and he does get it off almost instantly, right? Look at Innocence, gets the escape artist, but the RP, it actually almost catches Malrine too. Very close to being a 4-man.
Yeah. Well, caught Roshan as well, so we consider it a 4-man. They've got the stun on him. Oh, there we go. They're making this game look easy. I don't know. They're kind of broken Falcons. I think I was expecting a bit more from Falcons today. But in this game 1, I'm not really getting it. This is Tidebound show all the way.
22,000 lead at 3 minutes. Yeah. Banners already down. Rax is dropping. The final potential hurrah from Falcons. They can't even get the jump. Skeeter.
I mean, whoa. Okay. Oh, he's in. He's out. Sprout. Well, look at the catch on the Shiro, but he's taking no damage.
He's just walking right back in.
Yeah, they're not even hurting him at all. It's full HP. Barracks are gone. They're losing the base.
Everyone's full HP. Marine.
I'm sure it could dive this if he wants to. Oh, he will. He's going in. The arena's there.
Oh, spear off the mark, but doesn't matter.
The 2 of them. I mean, Shira's just dancing around in the tier 4s. He's going to turn back over towards Amar. Potentially Amar's trying to finish off Y. Manet will die. Okay, they've got the support.
Got the kill too.
Can they get the cores? See what they can find here. Shiro is going to go for crit. Makes the jump. Crit's gone.
He's alone. He's got Disperser. Nothing to say.
He's going to look down over towards the Void, but Amar's got the Manta. Buyback comes in now from Ba.
Shiro.
And they've caught him with the Macropire.
He's isolated.
So they can kill him the once.
They can. He's got the Mars coming back in. Falcons might have to retreat and take what they got.
Support's buying back on both teams now. Amar. He's going to go for the TP out, and he's away.
Nice play.
Okay, it's something from Falcons.
It's definitely something.
3 buybacks came out there from Tidebound, so a little bit of a dent in their financial lead that they had this game.
I thought it actually wasn't going to matter, even though the spear missed, but it actually ended up kind of mattering. You know, he completely whipped that spear, and they get to go for that chase out.
It's something.
First
a little bit.
Skeeter can actually do some damage. It's a little bit of something.
A little bit of something.
Just
there for Falcons.
But still, they cannot solve the Shiro problem. 7-0 and 6, back up toward the high ground. No meta for 50 seconds. Skeeter, the skewer.
Skewer back. Ooh. Okay, well, he's all over the place. No, jump forward for crit, gets the RP, but there's the lasso, but there's going to be the escape artist giving them
RP on everyone.
To get the RP off. Oh, it's over. Surely it is. Skeeter's brought back for this, but they can just turn. Look to kill him off as well. Sprout's there, traps in the Terror Blade. They're running out of buyback. Skeeter's gone. Rampage for Shiro, and indeed it is done. GG is called. Tidebound. Well, they'll stop this game on, Fog. Thank you very much, Richard. Yes, yeah, indeed, it has hasn't played the Tinker in a pro game since 8 months ago. We last got to see the treat of nothing to say Tinker. So it has indeed been a while. It's ready to bring it back. Of course, it's his most played hero.
Exactly.
In Dota 2. Over 500 games.
Yep.
And he's got on Tinker.
And he has played it. I was checking as well, too, while you were looking at that. I was checking his pubs. He has been playing it a couple days ago. And
he has recently, yeah.
Yeah, pretty much the standard build. The Blink, the Aghanims, the Lens into BKB, and then Conda, right? The Conda, since it's gotten buffed as well, too, just for the magic damage. And the Aghanims got buffed, too. It's 15% health reduction. His talent also at 10, I believe, got buffed, too, for the 15 talent got buffed to 50 laser damage. So it's been a lot of buffs for the core Tinker. Even though we've seen pretty much only support Tinker, I believe, so far at this tournament. It's nothing to say. So this is going to be a very exciting one. And he has the confidence to pick it into Storm Silencer.
That's the thing,
Storm
right?
used to be one of those answers in a way versus Tinker, so in the later stages. In the lane, the Tinker can do quite well versus Storm, but yeah, it says a lot that he's confident enough to play it like that.
Yeah, absolutely. No, it's going to be exciting to see what he can get done.
And then looking at two of the other things, the global can be very good to cover with the Solar Guardian, but let's say in some situations they don't have this global for the Solar Guardian. They have a snowball to dodge versus the stun that drops down, and they have Ice Path to counter-initiate. So again, I mean, Tidebound does have a very strong counter-initiation lineup, but Falcons, this draft is nowhere near as greedy as last time. You know, last time
it seems a lot better. Yeah.
It seems like it should, you know, everything on paper, it should be able to do a lot more. But let's see.
Yeah, because just the straight-up play from Tidebound was just that much tighter last game.
Yep.
Falcons, but sloppy.
He wins the block pretty heavily here in the mid lane.
Well, easy deny still. Can you get the other one?
And so the other thing, too, is this game, last game they, on Falcons, they had a lane that couldn't pose any threat to Shiro. He got absolute free farm. This is a lane duo that can, this is probably the lane to watch for kills. Because both sides can absolutely pressure the other side depending on if the spells actually connect or not. Like last time, just avoid farming versus PA, so Shiro's super happy. This time, I think it should be a little bit harder for Shiro in particular.
And what about this top lane? Is this another sort of chill start for Skeeter? Because he did get to hit the creeps last game, right? He had the farm.
This one should be quite a chill one. Snaking probably could die to some potential snowball or shards.
Bottom, Amar! He's dead!
Amar's the one that gets caught.
You didn't expect that, right?
This is the kill lane,
level
no matter
one,
what.
I guess.
This is one of them.
Someone
Either
dies.
one's gonna die.
Okay.
Yeah. It's just a kill heavy lane for both sides.
Well, first blood.
Crit wasn't near him. He was going to block the camp and he just gets gone on immediately from the PA. It's a big deal for Shiro.
I might see the chance to go again once they're level 2.
I think Jakiro, we were mentioning this yesterday too. It feels like this hero just, it's very hard for him to lose lanes.
It's just so much damage, right?
It's so much damage.
Great stats, and it just feels great trading.
Right?
I mean, Dual Breath's out. That's going to be another kill, surely.
He's got a Fairy Fire.
He's going down.
He's going down.
Another one here for the safe lane duo Tidebound. It's a hot start.
Very nice for Shiro and for Innocence. Why? They can continue to bully Amar now without the Muerta down here. Amar has to be a little cautious how he steps up. And mid lane, nothing to say. He should have a pretty good time versus the Storm Spirit in particular, too. We're going to see a bad and struggle, but getting an insane start bottom already for Shiro. And these early kills, especially down here, matter a lot, because once the Jakiro hits level 3, that kill threat becomes that much higher in comparison to the... Like, Dawn also, when she hits 3, is going to be a lot stronger too, but they're going to hit this 3 faster. Yeah, they're going to get out off these next few. Yep. These creeps under the tower. Yeah, Y's going to probably hit the 3 right after these. Be very close.
I think, yeah, they just got to be so careful now in Falcons for this little bit of a period, because, yeah, as you say, it's very easy now for Tidebound to get these kills. Yeah, level 3 sit. He's holding the skill point at the moment here on the Jakiro, but Amar trying to control lane position, get into better spots so he's not playing so deep in the lane. But yeah, it looks like it's actually just going to be another lane with Shiro. He's able to free farm just because of those kills that he was able to get already here off the start, even though he didn't get either of the actual last hits. I believe he already has his corrosion finished. Coming out in the courier. Super early to have that. But yeah, top, that's the one to definitely watch. You know, Falcons really showing that they're dominating this one. Beyond unable to really step up and contest Skeeter too well with the backup of snaking. And with a good start,
Drop low.
with a good start they're having down on the bottom lane. I mean, top just...
Oh, Malrine might have to go to base.
How's
They're
it?
checking both runes.
Yeah, he's not going to get the refill, right?
He might even get ganked if he steps up too far. I think he's not anticipating this move.
Yeah, he might just be dead. He's got the Vortex to buy a bit of time, but the Ice Path catches on. He's gone.
The moves.
Yeah, nothing to say. He gets the help mid, but no help was coming in for Malrine.
They're just one step ahead, it seems like, in this early game. Last game, we saw a very similar thing come out of the lanes.
Yeah, I mean, you would have thought as well that Falcons would have brought some extra help around that point where he needed to get that water rune. But I guess they just felt they couldn't leave the sidelines, especially though when you consider what we did see from Falcons in Game 1, right? They were constantly coming over and securing the water runes for Malrine, but this game, 4 minutes in, they didn't care.
Yeah, I think maybe Crit feeling like he doesn't want to leave the lane again because he moved away from the lane for like a second at the 1 minute mark.
Oh, they want Mars like, dude, you stay right here, you ain't going over mid.
And Silencer in particular doesn't really want to walk over there when you're playing versus a Tusk.
Yep.
The Tusk will just be able to beat on you as you go for it, so very heads-up move from Tidebound in these first 5 minutes. Another bit of a slower start here for Malrine.
Yeah, at least on this one on a storm, right?
Why? Bottom crit.
They're going to go for him with a dual breath. I mean, they're going to be able to bring down crit. They do get Y in return, and Snaking turns up. Shiro able to jump away under the tower, though. He'll be fine. So it just ends up being the trade.
They're getting a lot down here, though. The PA being able to get involved in kills while also getting all this nice CS. Continues to be very good for Shiro. Now with Snaking leaving the lane, let's see if they want to try for something top. It is still, of course, difficult for Skeeter when they have very little farm for Bach, but it might be a potential that they go for the dive here since he's alone. See if there's going to be backup.
Another blood grenade.
Tag team. They've got shards as well.
Team?
Where's the team?
There's no team.
No team.
No team.
Great move. Very good heads-up play, right? You know, Silencer left. Probably nobody can TP either to assist. So.
I mean, they had TP up on Malrine and Amar, but I guess these two cores, they don't want to leave their lane right now.
It's a level 5 storm. You're not TPing.
You don't want to do that.
No, if you were 6, sure, but not 5.
So they just have to let the carry die.
Heads-up moves. Yep, just making very good punish plays whenever they see the opportunity for it. 6 has been hit for Malrine. He does have the amp damage rune. This could open up the opportunity for them to go for a play set up here. Snaking, level 3. Doesn't have the point in the last word just yet, but looks like they want to attempt to contest for that Shrine of Wisdom again with Malrine having the amp damage.
This could be a bit greedy. They're not going to get away with this.
There's going to be TPs that are coming in.
This is not happening.
Nothing to say is already here.
It's not happening. It's like, no. You're not getting this one.
Not worth the risk.
No, not at all.
Amar continues to have to be a bit careful down bottom, too. It's actually the second point in Ice Path that Y has gone for. Amar?
He's going to have the hammer again in a second. And they'll respect the fact that Malrine's coming with a rotation.
TP's
it's
coming
not
in.
Towards Y, but indeed backup's coming over.
Malrine's out of mana.
Will die, but Malrine's only got a little bit left to try and get away. Should be able to zip over the shards, but now he's completely out. He's got a lot of backup, and he'll be fine.
Lots of heroes here. 4 now, nothing to say.
They could catch him with a dead shot fair. Good control there from Crit. They get the kill.
Malrine pushing the limits there. Big stick charges pushed him up. I think Crit also threw a healing Lotus on him at the end there, so nice little team play to bring things back for Malrine and back up Amar when he needed it.
They're going to be quick and try and make a move onto Skeeter whilst the focus has been drawn bottom.
Skeeter's still level 5. He is looking like he's in a lot of trouble here.
TP's coming in, but indeed he's gone. Nothing that can be done to save him. And a couple of times now, Skeeter's the one that's feeling the pain. The Malrine, you got to zip! Oh my goodness! Woo! He took a little bit of time to get zipping out of there. That was risky.
He'll live, but he'll have to go all the way back to the base, even with that haste turn. He's considering sticking around.
He's got some mana,
Yeah, he's like, I don't want to go back yet.
But that was scary. He was just standing there getting hit by this PA.
And it's huge. The big thing, at least for Tidebound right now, is that that kill top. Those 2 kills back-to-back top. Skeeter was free farming. In terms of CS, he was getting majority of them there. And then as soon as he gets left alone, they seize the opportunity to go for those kills back-to-back here. So that was a 500 difference between him and Shiro. Very heads-up moves. Maureen dropping incredibly low, but he does finish off that neutral camp. Nothing to say. The blink is online, so the aggression can continue. Oh, and it looks like maybe deviating the build a little bit here. Maybe because the lack of lockdown that they do have on their team a little bit, the Tusk and the Jakiro are the ones to be able to get that. He is queuing up an Atos. Bit interesting.
Okay.
Playing versus the Storm. See if he actually commits for it. Because as far as I've seen, I mean, I'll check more of his games, but I don't think I've ever seen him do that build. But it makes sense when he is playing versus the Storm. Yeah, he's never really...
Because why would you go for the Atos rather than the Orchid then if you're looking to play this sort of style?
Orchid?
I mean, you're just looking for the control, right?
Yeah, you want the control. You want, like, the actual lockdown. Like, not like
yeah, but that's Orchid's pseudo-lockdown against the Storm, right?
Okay, but it doesn't give you int when he wants int.
Sure, sure.
Gives you that cooldown reduction and all that thing.
Well, definitely a bit of a better start than the start from Falcons in game one. Still,
Definitely.
though, they are behind.
And it is Maureen who's the one who's struggling, right? Similar to that last time. And the counter initiation will be there in a lot of times if they don't catch the back line. There's saves that come out from the shield, the saves that can come out from the snowball, the ice path to cover if he overcommits. Will get himself an arcane rune. So 2 good runes that he was able to claim, the DD and this arcane. Actually, he's gotten all 3 power runes, right? So the haste rune was mostly just to get away and farm, though.
And they're looking at bottom. But Tidebound seem pretty aware.
Bringing more Skeeters down here as well.
Yeah, Shira's already backing off.
Why?
So maybe they'll get the Jakiro, but they shouldn't get anything else.
Quick and easy kill. They can get the tower, though, out of it, so... See if they're going to look to set up a defense. Nope, immediately Shiro TP's mid. Gonna push that one out. He still has a catapult, so he can get a little tower damage here. And top, they also have a catapult, too, so... Tidebound will be able to hit 2 towers off of this move, but the smoke, it's coming out. Falcons, they've got the Solar Guardian at the ready. So this is actually a 4-man gank that they're setting up here. Actually a 5-man, because Skeeter's actually connecting toward the mid lane, and they have that Solar.
Well, that's what obviously nothing to say is going to be the big catch if they can find him.
Got to keep tabs of where the Tusk and the Jakiro are, though, because you don't have the global yet for the coverage for the initiation. And yeah, going into double repair pots, probably not going to be the call for them under the tower. And also, the other thing about the Atos, Owen, it does give him HP too. You know, I was thinking more about it.
And it is cheap, obviously.
It's cheaper.
It's cheap.
It's
you get it sooner. Yeah. So, because easily, well, how far is it off? It's 200 gold off having that Atos done. So yeah, he'll be able to start making these plays very, very soon.
And then he can also, like, he can be this setup. If it's Orchid, they can just kind of walk away in a lot of situations. If he Atoses, then they can do the Ice Path follow-up or, yeah.
Because where do you think he'll go after the Atos? Like, what are the other kind of builds we're seeing on the core team?
I still would imagine it just goes back to standard after that. You want to get your Aghanims, you want to get your timings.
Atos indeed. He's going to be there very quicker than any sort of dispel or saves. Going to be itemized by Falcons, so yeah, they won't have an answer to it for a long time.
Yeah, he's got it done. Snaking is about to hit level 6, so it's been a slow one a bit for him to get that level 6, but he does have global online for the combos now. So can prevent the saves that could happen. I've seen so many times these Tusk picks. I think Planet, is one of the ones that I see the most time, wanting to play it versus the Dawn. Because that Solar Guardian comes in, you snowball your allies, and you counter it in a lot of ways. So that global coverage is now online.
There we go. Smoke out. They want to go for some play here with the blink, with the Atos reveal. Well, nothing to say.
Planet is getting pretty close to a blink too, surprisingly. Maureen, he's got a shield rune.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to kill him through that. They're stepping up themselves here. They want to try and make a move with the global silence. There's the Atos. And the macro by the global will be used, so we'll give a chance for Maureen to survive and fight back. He's going to try and get his hands onto Planet, but further backups coming in. The shield thrown down onto Planet, so they won't be able to kill the Tusk, and Falcons have to back away. So there's going to be their move around the global silence, not actually resulting in anything.
Good patience from Amar, not actually using the Solar to come in. It would have been probably disastrous if he does jump into that one. He's prioritizing that farm here around the Ancients, as they force reactions from the side of Tidebound. Tidebound, though, will hit the mid tower off of it. Faith Beyond His farm is actually pretty damn good. This is bad, and after struggling a bit in the laning phase, after he gets these 2 kills on the Terrorblade, his Radiance timing is going to be pretty quick at this rate if he doesn't die. Trying to Wisdom, nothing to say, making his way toward it. Crit, attempting for a steal. Won't be the case. And now Crit will have to TP out. Does he get a toast? He will not. He's about to get cut off guard. Falcons again, gonna look for a move.
It's gonna be without the global.
They've got the Solar Guardian as well too to follow up. Oh, nothing to say. He's pivoting. Okay.
They're gonna go for Y mid. He's having to get the ice path off, but he will die. They're succeeding in getting the pick off. Brain drain for snaking.
Maybe because he's playing versus the Storm in particular, this is just a different build that he likes to go for, because he's going Glimmer too. So a more defensive route since he can get gone on it.
No, it's nice, yeah, for sure.
It's actually kind of cool, yeah.
It
like
kind of, as you say, makes it very difficult, even with kind of the global, if they get in to actually have the chance of like the two of them make that pick off play.
They glyph the wave. He can't finish off that creep.
He's looking in a lot of trouble. He's going to have the hammer in a second, but he can't pull himself out of there.
Shiro is a bit low. There's a commit forward from Maureen.
He's going to try and find him, but there's backup for Shiro. So Maureen can't continue to chase him.
They take a lot of March damage too, snaking. So be a little cautious how he steps up there. He'll put a ward down. Good glyph play. I feel like we see this quite often when there's like something like a Tinker or anyone who can TP onto those waves early.
Yeah, it's going to be hard to kill this Tinker.
It is, with the Glimmer especially, and the shield coverage, and the ice path plus snow. Yeah, there's a lot of different things to protect him. That is a cool approach. Eventually the Aghanim's, but yeah, I mean, this, so far, this definitely looks like a great approach here from the Tinker Master himself. As Tormentor should be theirs. And I believe that's the Battle Fury, right? Finished up, so Battle Fury done for PA. I think that's the relic for Faith Beyond as well too, or Bach.
Yeah, he's super close to his Radiance. He's having a very good time after that. A little bit of a slow start. He's doing fine now.
And Skeeter he's somehow actually the bottom net worth of his team after the deaths.
Yeah.
He started, like you said, farming freely in the lane, but after all the movements have gone down, he's the one who's falling behind is Amar.
The setup. He's got any way out of this. They'll use the global to try and keep him safe, but I don't know if that's going to get him out. As the fourth one could just chase him down. Amar's dead and global used for nothing.
That's a big cooldown used. It's 100 seconds that they're not going to have a potential to make a probable aggressive play at all on Falcons. Definitely feel the Tidebound starting to kick up that momentum massively, making a rotation instantly. They smoke immediately after that kill top because there's no global.
I mean, they're super strong right now. They could kill most of these heroes. It's getting to the point again where it's very difficult to see how Falcons are going to fight into Tidebound's aggression right now. Tidebound has a solid spot. Just easy kills to be had now for Tidebound wherever they go. I
mean, Planet is also playing this incredibly well. Like, has a blink done. He got the shard given to him from the Tormentor, and he was the one who made those aggressive moves happen onto top. So, big shout out right now to Tidebound with these moves that they're making. Everything's connecting. Bach top. He's got the ult skilled.
And he's getting back up coming over.
Nothing to say, he's right on top of him.
Provide the shield and the glimmer. He's going to get the chance for Bach to get off another shield.
He's still alive.
He's still alive. He's out of there.
Oh, the glimmer play.
Nothing to say. Coming in clutch with the save. They kill off Amar. They're going to be able to clean up more as well as Crit will get taken out by Nothing to Say. Planet's dealing with the rest of them. Buys time for the ice path follow to come in. Dual breath onto Skeeter. He's surrounded. They'll beat him up. He has a Sunder.
He's getting poked.
He's going to take the health for snaking, but now Shiro's ready to just jump back in onto Skeeter. They block him off with Planet's positioning. I mean, they're just getting styled on.
They try. It's a masterclass, really.
These guys look great. Tidebound.
They look amazing.
They're doing this against Team Falcons. Not one game, 2 games in a row. It's looking like now. It's 7K lead, 18 minutes in, and starting to again seem that Falcons are in a position where they feel pretty helpless.
Honestly, the build from Nothing to Say is incredible. I love this build. Like,
yeah,
he pivoted a bit.
He got it online at such a quick time, right?
Yeah.
Atos, Glimmer, that's all you need. And it's just sort of created this position of a game where they can't go on him. He can go on them. He's terrifying.
He truly is. And Bach there just baits the hell out of them. Four kills they're able to get because of that.
Yeah, crazy
They don't
saves.
even finish him off. That was the biggest move that Falcons was trying to make this game, and it just completely stopped its tracks just from a defense matrix plus Glimmer Cape and TP come in.
And maybe if they had sort of the global available,
yeah, perhaps.
Could have maybe stopped the sort of saves and plays coming in.
Speaking of the global, snaking.
Yep. Planet's found him. I don't know, what's the plan for Falcons? What's the discussions? What's the move? What are they going to look towards now? Because they're falling apart just as they did in game 1.
That's a great question. None of their moves are really hitting. Everything is getting countered. Amari, he's deviating his build quite heavily from what we usually see.
Yeah.
He's queuing up a pipe. He's feeling like it's just too much for them to handle at this point, these team fights.
Crit.
Crit.
Some Atos on Atos action. A Planet.
He can't get out.
He's ready to catch him.
Planet continues just to be everywhere, it feels like, as well. Yeah,
Mari's got to be careful.
He's got a regen.
Okay.
Should be okay. He's actually going to go in.
Okay.
The Glimmer is ready, though.
I mean, they've got the
Atos.
Okay, he's got the Solar Guardian. There we go. They got backup. It's all good. Mari's going to get the chance to fight back. They'll look towards Planet. They take it out. The bait works out.
Amar,
he's not getting away. So they're able to make a bait play. They get a kill out of it, but they still lose a core.
And it's only a kill on Planet, really. It's not the big kill. They want to get the Tinker there. They committed a lot there for it.
Mari's thinking about going again.
Does see why in the back, but he can't. He has backup.
Yeah, it's scary, especially when Tinker can just inevitably turn up and turn things around.
I mean, that's the Falcons team fight, though, right? They're global.
Well, that was
their Dawnhill. That's their team fight. And
was the global? Was it? Yeah.
Really get the tusks. So
yeah.
Tidebound.
That's rough.
The team synergy is just that much better at the moment. Pretty much both games entirely from the side of Tidebound. Predicting every single
These guys are looking good. I mean, it's the first game we've seen from them on.
Yep.
I've got to check. Who did these guys lose to?
Was it Tundra? I think it was Tundra, right?
Okay, fair enough.
Caught a little bit of the game the other day when they played, but let me see. It was Tundra. They took one of the games.
Yeah, I mean, you can definitely see it watching these guys play. They're looking great.
And the Aghanims, if I'm not mistaken, I think it is done now for nothing to say too. So his damage is going to go skyrocketing. Malrine will be able to make himself out of this. My Planet is still looking to commit for him. They're still chasing. They have a ward, so they see him. He might actually still get caught here. No, he has 800 mana. He's actually just TPing out with it. They'll be able to steal the Shrine of Wisdom too. These moves, heads up moves. Just one step ahead, but also just their macro movement across the board. Not just ahead of Falcons, but just perfect in times with the game time, right? The Tormentor timing was perfect. Now they steal the Shrine. Just great pressure plays. And for Falcons, it feels like they have to just completely wait and rely for any of these big global plays, but they have to have it connect a lot cleaner. So every single one of them have just been met with a greater force from Tidebound. And they're going to start getting more and more answers, right? This is where it's like you're playing for a silencer. Most of these globals haven't connected. They're going to start getting items to deal with that global. See the Mantas being queued up for Bach, so they'll be able to get at least an initial dispel. They're smoked up looking for a fight.
It's only to be said for Falcons. I'm already staking. They're looking towards the Tinker. Glimmer Cape TP, they've got the detection.
Oh, he's
able to get out. They've dropped the Global, they've dropped the Solar Guardian. They're not even able to really put a dent on the Tinker. The Tinker's fine. Snakey tries to TP out, but he's dead.
And
the magnifier down on the Skeeter. Punch up as well. He's not even able to get a Sunder off.
Oh, this the Glimmer and the defense matrix, the barriers.
Yeah, they don't even get close to killing him.
The barriers are too much. It still lets him get the blink off.
And that was the Global, the Solar Guardian, the carry turning up and dying. Didn't achieve anything.
Showing off on this Tinker this game.
Yeah, he's had a great series. Getting to give us quite the display on his Magnus in game 1, and bringing in his classic Tinker. As this definitely going to be something that in future drafts, teams are not going to forget that this Tinker, when it's on the Tidebound side, could be support or mid.
I look at his barriers, right? So he's got 600 barrier at the moment. They get it to, not even close.
He's got loads of barriers.
320 barrier left. Easily able to blink himself away.
And then now it's way too deep.
Malrine getting gone on. Planet can't quite close the gap for the punch.
And he's still having to run every time, Malrine. He's not been able to do anything really aggressive this game. 1-1 and 2. It's not been the chance for him to make moves.
And Shiro getting aggressive himself, snaking. Might get spotted here. Shiro is hunting. He'll be able to get himself away, but another tower to fall. Yeah, everything continues just to go Tidebound's way, and yeah, the PA. I feel we haven't even gotten to talk about Shiro too much because it's just been the nothing to say show, but Shiro is super farmed at this point too, level 16. Crit. He's being hunted. Planet, he wants blood. Will he find him? Doesn't look like it. Heads up TP.
And this is the thing you got to remember as well. Last game, Shiro did not die on the PA.
He did not.
This game, he's not died yet on the PA.
Like he will.
This could be a series where you're getting PA 2 times and you were never even able to kill the PA once.
Yeah.
That's got to feel bad.
Or it's got to feel really good for Tidebound.
Oh yeah, it's going to feel great for Tidebound, but Falcons, you know, if you've played a series where you couldn't kill the carry once,
yeah,
something's gone horribly wrong in the planning.
Absolutely. Nice Skitter. Yeah, his timings are just so slowed down. All these deaths makes it so it's a wonder of when they're going to feel comfortable now at this point to team fight versus Tidebound. As Tidebound, they're forcing the issue.
Yep, similar sort of timing as last game. Marine.
But he's barriered. He's got shields.
They're just back and hitting the tower again.
Shiro.
Oh, they do catch him in the dead shot fear. Still able to jump back to safety. He's going to fall pretty low here on the PA. But Falcons don't really have a way to get to the back lines right now. So they have to let them be.
So much sustain, so much coverage. The repair bots go down again. Everyone's going to be back up to full HP. And they forced quite a bit of a reaction there from Falcons.
Yeah.
Global didn't get casted. Snaking was pump faking it, but they'll go back, reset. Finish off those next big items. The Manta's about to be finished up for the PA. I think BKB is about to be done for nothing to say. And they have a Manta for box. So triple core items finished up. It looks like they're setting up for bottom. So that Tormentor, again, can be theirs if they'd like to.
Yeah, Falcons aren't going to have anything to say about that. I mean, they're, in terms of their next items coming out, trying to get the MKB online for Skeeter, so he's got some sort of damage output.
He needs it versus the laser and versus the PA in particular, but it does mean he's going to be quite fragile, having to go down this route of build. But he probably just has to at this point, right? He has to just go all in and try to do as much damage as he can. They are so far behind in this game.
No, they're not killing Buck.
Nope, not even close.
We'll find an amplified damage rune down bottom here, Maureen, so a little bit of something for the next fight.
Shiro. Block again.
I mean, they're going to try.
He's got nothing to say. TP's on him. He's got the BKB, though.
Yeah, he feels pretty unkillable with the BKB.
We'll be able to bail him out of the bad scenario. The rest of the team is connecting. Falcons a little bit limited on resources, half mana across the board. But Tidebound will be the ones to be backing away, and it looks like Falcons are looking to get a catch with this amp damage on Mount.
Let's see what they can get. They're going to zip forward, look towards white. Global silence being popped as they'll focus to Chikiro, now they'll turn towards the PA, but Shiro's fine. Falcons, they really want to kind of keep pushing into this. The shards. They're going to block off Skeeter's potential escape. He's able to slide down. Now Shiro's in. They come in with the BKB, they're going to punch up, they're going to try and burst for the turbo. They've done it! They just burst Skeeter straight away, and now they can try and turn potentially for more. Skeeter's out of the fight, shards blocking Amar. They'll get the blade mail off, trying for the TP, but the damage will take him out before he gets a chance to escape with the teleport. Snaking.
So close. It's Falcons looking for the fight, but maybe pushing a little too far forward. Those shards
just a little bit
made things really awkward for the disengage, and then they do have the chain stun.
Yeah, they know that they can just pretty much burst Skeeter through the kind of the snowball stun and the punch up. Maureen. He's out in time.
Just limited man on him.
A 15k lead now. It's getting pretty crazy again. I mean, it already was. This series has been a beautiful one from Tidebound.
Snaking. Planet. Actually not gonna commit
respect.
For him.
Yeah, he didn't want to go for it. He could have probably
expected backup, probably.
Sure, he could have definitely had a chance of contesting it, but yeah, he doesn't need to take any risks right now. Planet, he knows that the team's in a pretty safe spot.
So did actually, I was gonna say, could I actually see this one? Oh, okay. I was gonna say, could we see a little bit?
Oh, just the slow-mo, nearly getting the punch. Yeah.
I was gonna say, I think Planet, he got the snowball off while the global was it while it was going off? Because I think he maybe dodged it. I didn't get to see either way. they have enough chain lockdown, and they can do plays like that in order to get on top of the TB. There's Roche.
That's all there's this Roche, surely. I don't think you try and head over here if you're Falcons. You've not got global.
Gem picks up from Planet 2, so looking to completely restrict the map for Falcons now at this point. Vision is... Do they have any wards? I think they have like 0 wards down at this point. So limited information for the side of Falcons. Skitter is... He's switched the build at least. I mean, he hasn't really gotten any extra gold, but he's queuing up the Hurricane Pike.
Yeah, against these shards, he's going to need it.
Amar!
They'll catch him.
Quite the game, quite the series from Tidebound.
A rough day for Falcons.
Yeah. They just seem to have all the answers in this Tinker. It's a devastating one.
And they had a rough day yesterday, right? Tough series against Spirit.
They did.
So a couple of series now in a row. I mean, tough opponents, of course, but can't feel good for Falcons. There's been some tough times.
Banners down. What do you do? Fighting into these repair bots. Up top, Skeeter shows himself. Nothing to say. He's just going to deal with the split push. They're looking to continue.
Yeah, not much reason to back up.
With the fresh Aegis. Skeeter's starting to come back.
Marine. He's going to look towards Bark. On Bark can very casually step back here. And Skeeter's got to be careful. We've seen how easily they can just jump and destroy him.
It's so hard for Falcons to ever commit onto an hero. All the heals, all the sustain, all the counter initiation from the Tusk and Jakiro. Gonna try.
There we go. With the silence, the punch up. Look at the opening on towards him. They'll be able to get him back to safety. But Shiro's actually going to look to try and chase. He dives in, tries to finish on Marine. Marine will live. Shiro has to start now backing up to the rest of the team. Silence will come in towards him. Can they keep him alive? Shiro's in trouble.
He's still alive.
He's going to be fine.
The heals.
He's thinking about going back in. Of course, even if they go on there once, he still has this Aegis.
And he's got double barriers. He's got the Aphotic plus the defense matrix. Yeah, so he actually has 1,300 HP right now.
He could jump back in if he feels tempted. They'll back off a little bit because the rest of his team's rather low.
Long zip.
Malrine into the silence. Into the ice path and the punch out. There's going to be the buyback Solar Guardian.
Connects on nothing.
See what they can get now. They're going to turn over towards Planet. Planet will fall.
Shiro, he's on Malrine.
And he's going to... Ooh, the last bit amount. Enough for Malrine to zip away from the PA just in time.
Shiro.
The shields come out onto Shiro again. He continues to push forward. Jumps in towards Amar. Amar gets taken out. The laser bounces over towards Snaking. He'll buy back on the silencer. But Bark's just charging in up to the high ground. They jump forward, finish off crit.
They can't even kill Shiro once. They call it.
Wow. What a series for Tidebound.
Amazing game.
They just turned up today, and they made it look like the easiest thing ever against Falcons.
Honestly, amazing gameplay, amazing itemization, and just a really cool pivot with